Hola, soy Julio César Chávez.
That's lights out, baby. Lights out all day.
This is Sugar Ray Leonard, and you listen to Fight Net Radio.
I mean, this is ridiculous. It's a radio show. It ain't a one-hour television spectacular.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
We gon' know. I got eyes and ears everywhere. I got friends all over the world, man.
Who gives a shit with White? He's a piece of crap.
With a tear in my eye.
It says, hi, everyone. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. Lee Honish, Miguel Antonio Barragan, and Andrew LaPachet, bringing you the wonderful world of boxing. Little short show, about 40 minutes long. We got to send Andrew out of here. It is date night in the LaPachet household, so we don't want to up. And that's really what's important. And not to mention, I've been talking for an hour doing a webinar for my day job. Miguel's the only one who's been sitting around piddling his pud. How many times a day do you masturbate?
Oh my God. Keep in mind, I am 37, so it's not like I'm in the 20s anymore. Not as much as I used to, but still frequently. It's too much now.
Now that I'm on the testosterone along with everything else, I like to believe that, once a day is pretty solid. I mean, it's not Ric Flair numbers or anything where he was banging at least 2 chicks a day and beating off twice a day. Good Lord, the testosterone rate on that man. How he has hair is still phenomenal to me. I digress. This show's about boxing. The key word is boxing. And we're going to do a short show because there isn't really much to talk about.
We got breaking news right off the bat, Lee.
Break it, brah.
De La Hoya Belfort is no longer an exhibition match. Did you guys hear this?
Right.
Is it a death match? Is it a Willie Town match?
I guess Belfort is now going to be. This is his first professional boxing match. It's going to be against De La Hoya.
His second. I think his first one he won by KO back in 99 or some crap. Something like that.
All right, so he's got experience. All right, that's legit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you guys.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be 2 minutes or something. That's still not a full round. It's 2-minute rounds. What the hell?
Oscar's so sad what he's doing right now.
Dick.
Yeah,
Oscar's a dick.
He's trying to salvage what's left of the
I'm not a dick, eh? Listen, bro, I'm not a fucking dick, all right? I just need the win, all right? I lost fucking Canelo, all right? My fucking bitch is mad at me because I'm banging other broads with spoons in my ass. I just need a win, all right? Let me have this. Why's Fight Net Radio got to be on my ass all the time? Because you're an asshole, bro. What do you want me to say? You're a fucking drunk asshole. You're literally a drunken asshole. He's that guy at the bar. And you know the worst part about him being the drunk guy at the bar? He really can't. Wait, by the way, we don't have to have the Lee contest here. I do believe he can knock me out with a hook and not spill his beer. In fact, I think he's done it, and I think he's got a skill for it. Okay, just thought I'd say it out loud. Go ahead, Andrew.
No, what's going on around his fighters, and he's not capitalizing on any of it. Gilberto Ramirez recently fought, but also has the Canelo ties, has the Charlo, a fight with Charlo if they're even to talk about it. Oscar's not even talking about it. He's not calling people out. Then we see what happened this past Saturday. Munguia could step up and fight Jermell Charlo. They could have a fight. He could fight Jermall. He doesn't even have to be Ramirez. He also has Munguia he could be working with. So just where Oscar's at right now, it's very sad for Golden Boy. He looks desperate. He really does right now.
He's that girl. He's that girl. No, you can fuck me in the ass as much as you want. It's okay. I don't like it. But
I don't know how you tie that together, but okay. All right.
Yeah, I was waiting for that correlation. Eventually, it's going to come.
Yeah, not really. All right. So the other thing that was floating around
That's a good girl. That's a good girl.
In your mind. No, it's okay. I want to. Don't like my experience. The women who say they like it, they're still lying. They make the face. They don't like it, Andrew. They just don't.
There's a girl out there that triggered a man's mind. Remember that Seymour Butts on Showtime?
Yes.
Yeah, he said that's how he got de-virginized, man. Turned him forever. He made $1 billion man out of that dude. Hey, wow. Good girl.
Wow. The other thing that was floating around is everybody now that they've actually set the date for Alexander Usyk versus Anthony Joshua,
Yes, that's
like,
big.
discussion around the net. Okay, so like the general consensus from all the room is Usyk's gonna win in late rounds by stoppage, which I think is completely insane. Like that's a really common thing. There are two schools of thought: Joshua and the uppercut, or Usyk late. So I pose it to you guys now that we have a real date and this is really happening. I start with you, Miguel Antonio Barragan. How do you see it?
Well, until I see them in the ring, like literally the bell, I don't think I'm gonna believe it. I mean, all this crap going on with people, so getting COVID, and so getting COVID, and postponing the fight further and further. I'm not sure if this fight is even gonna go down, even though it has been officially announced. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, the fight goes down on the date it's supposed to, the 25th, I think, of September. It was. I still see Usyk winning. I do. He's going to be the monkey wrench in this if this actually goes down. I don't think Joshua is going to be able to outbox him. I don't think he's going to be able to land that uppercut. I think Usyk is too slick, too smart of a boxer to be able to fall for that, or to be caught in something like that. He hasn't exactly been as tested as we would like for him to have been at heavyweight. I'm talking about Usyk, and this is quite a leap. Going to arguably the number one, number two, not number two, I guess we can say, heavyweight in the world, behind Fury, AJ I'm talking about. So it's quite a leap from, who was it, Chisora that he last fought, I think it was, against Chisora, now AJ. So I don't know. He's the mandatory. Let's make it happen. If it's going to happen, cool. He's going to be the monkey wrench because I think he's going to win. It's not going to be a stoppage. I think he's going to be able to go the distance, of course, but he's going to school AJ, I think. He'll go the distance, what I'm saying.
Andrew LaPachet.
Nervous that COVID is making a comeback. It looks to be stronger. It might knock out a lot of fights here, or give reason to knock them out if things start getting locked down again. I think you guys heard Las Vegas is back to a mask indoors, correct? Yeah. Yep. So, that's like their last, hey, let's try to stay open moment before, if this thing keeps growing, they're going to shut it down again. Vaccinated, not vaccinated, you have a mask on, that's a bad sign, people. It's not a good, that means we're not winning. So that's scary. Now about the fight, after you get past the technical differences, right? We all saying that technically Usyk is better. We got to think about mentally too. See, that's what sucks about boxing. It's always what have you done for us lately? And well, Joshua has one of the best wins of this era against Klitschko. One of the best heavyweight fights of this era he already has under his belt is with Klitschko. It seems like people forgot about it because of the Andy Ruiz situation and what Eddie Hearn, his own promoter, was saying was going on in that locker room before he came out to Madison Square and Andy Ruiz. Usyk's a crazy dude, right? Usyk could go to other people.
Is he really got the mohawk with the ponytail going? I saw that photo going around, and I want to know if that's real and not photo.
He looked. The last one I seen on him today, it looks like he went bald, Lee. I think he went bald.
No, but he's got like the Tong Po ponytail.
Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, I didn't see the back of his head.
That's what I saw, right?
Okay, I didn't see the back of his head. That could be there. I seen it look like he was bald, but I did not see the back of his head.
Yeah, he's got the Tong Po ponytail, straight up.
So I think Joshua has a lot to be nervous about. He needs the mental part of this. Usyk looks crazy. He might be crazy. He's a good fighter. If Joshua breaks in there mentally, yeah, this is a bad night for them. Now, with that being said, one more thing, Lee. That same photo that I seen, he was sparring a 6'9" prospect. I don't know who the dude was, but he's 6'9". I'm going to tell you, Usyk looks small.
Yeah,
Usyk looks pretty small to that guy.
My height. He's 6 foot. He's not a monster.
Yeah. So Joshua still has that, the chin. If he can take the pound, the punishment from Joshua, that's still in play here. Won't go the distance. Might be the best bet of this night.
Does a 2-division undisputed lineal champion, he'd have to beat Fury after that, right?
Yeah.
If he wins the belt, goes on to take the Fury fight, and wins that fight, because we all know Fury's going to beat Deontay Wilder. If Deontay Wilder even shows up, or they even have that fight because nobody will buy a ticket. But do we have to actually start to say that Alexander Usyk might be one of the greatest fighters in boxing history?
You're going pretty far down the road there, Lee.
Am I?
Yeah, I mean, come on. We've got a lot. There's a lot in between those two victories
we
there.
consider
So
it right now for anybody who unifies a decision to be considered one of the better ones of all time right now, because there aren't so many belts.
His resume would put him probably on the pound for pound list easily, right? He did the cruiserweight thing. He has he's like Tyson Fury, right? Didn't he win all of his titles in his opponent's backyard?
Yeah.
So he has that going for him, and then
Same
the
with
Joshua
Klitschko.
fight is
Klitschko
epic.
didn't get considered pound for pound until he had all the belts and he had taken all the belts in everybody's backyard.
No.
And then he got on the pound for pound list. And I think it was the first time that a heavyweight, like in forever, wound up on the pound for pound list when Klitschko did it. But we've already heard me rave about that, man. Is there anything else going on in the wonderful world of boxing other than, hey, anybody surprised Fernando Vargas's kid is fighting? That's kind of funny. Let's see, what else is going on that we've really missed?
The next best story that supposedly negotiations are ongoing between Canelo and Caleb Plant.
Yes!
That's kind of a big deal. That's
for the biggest money that Canelo has gotten, from what I hear.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's from what I've read. I mean, I don't know the
So like
specific
$1 million,
amount.
which is probably what Caleb will get, will be the most he ever got, like $1 million and a bowl of soup. But I mean, seriously, I would imagine at this point, what Canelo's gotten at least upwards of $15 or $20 million a fight, right? Like even the deal with DAZN is pretty heavy. I would have to imagine. What are we talking? 25 to 50 million?
No. He was at 32 million, Lee. He was making 32 million a fight with DAZN. So if he got a raise, it's something above that.
Minimum, it's got to be $33 million to fight Caleb Plant. What's the PBC thinking by bidding that?
Right. Yeah, and it's going to be on PBC pay-per-view.
Oh,
So it's not even going to be on DAZN anymore, at least as far as I understand. This one fight, it's like a one fight kind of deal with PBC and Fox pay-per-view or whatever. So no DAZN for the was it foreseeable future at least. So I guess my subscription is going to mean jack shit. I'm going to have to actually pay for this pay-per-view.
Tell me,
hopefully for DAZN, that is only in America. It's only where the PBC sells their pay-per-view. Right? You would think DAZN is going to own the international market on that fight, or wherever other countries they have attached to their streaming app. You would guess.
Wow.
Ideally for DAZN. I haven't read anything about that yet. So I don't think anybody has mentioned it as far as like the main media peeps. But I mean, I don't know. Is that even a thing? Is that even possible? Can DAZN and PBC, Fox Sports, or Showtime, whatever the hell they're associated with, can they both air it? I mean, even if it isn't in the U.S., can they air it internationally?
I believe as long as the PBC, Al Heyman doesn't have the rights to, if he doesn't have any contracts with anyone else and isn't looking to sell it, yeah, why couldn't they stream it to their other? And that's something Eddie Hearn and Al Heyman would work out, bro. But I believe that could be done where DAZN owns the international market and PBC is only selling to who, maybe Al Heyman might even have that. I don't know if Sky's showing it, but maybe Al Heyman said you can't touch the UK or whatever, something like that, because I'm going to sell it there too, shit like that. But you would hope Eddie Hearn works something. I got to say, though, it's a risk, you guys. Look it. We know Caleb was asking for, what do you want, 10 million?
10, yeah.
He might make 7. He might make 6. And if you got Canelo already making 33 million, you add another 6, you're getting close to what? What is this? $39 million? Come on. This pay-per-view better fucking rock. They better have some good...
they're not going to have, they're going to have a piss poor undercard for that much money that's going to go into the fucking main event. Oh man. The undercard is going to be crap.
And
oh god.
Are the bars open? Are the casinos open? Like all this comes into effect now. When you have people talking about the spikes in the COVID, I tell you right now, mark my word, if they shut shit down, Caleb Canelo's off immediately. No money to be made. They're done. They walk away.
There you go. Well, can we talk about what happened last Saturday?
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
I didn't want to watch the fight. I don't watch Charlo fights. One, because I don't know which Charlo I'm watching.
You hate getting confused, Lee.
Yes, I just refer to them as the
Chelsea
the
and I watched the Chelsea one, right at the Chelsea. That happened, right? I'm not losing my mind. Charlo lost at the Chelsea one.
Yeah.
I'm sure that happened. I just don't know which one.
I just refer to them as the 154 Charlo and the 160 Charlo. That's it, because I don't remember who the hell's who.
Whatever. So this Charlo, who is kind of an undisputed champion, I think,
unified champ, we'll call him.
Thank you, Miguel, for keeping up as being in charge of that. Okay, here's the most interesting. I didn't want to watch it. Then I saw the scorecards and went, "Oh, I should watch this." I immediately, after I saw that, I didn't do it. I only did it because of the scorecards. So for those of you who don't know shit about the scorecards, one judge had it a draw. One judge had it for Castaño. Castaño, correct?
Yep.
I rolled my N. And one judge had it for Charlo, right? So the judges who had it for Castaño and for Charlo have it by about a round or two. No, I take that back. The one that had it for Charlo had it like 12 rounds to nothing.
117 to 111, Lee. You don't hear a peep from the boxing world either. No. If this was a Floyd Mayweather fight, that judge would be suspended. Swear to God.
It's so bad. The score was so bad on that scorecard that I went, oh, now I have to watch the fight. And I'll give credit to the world's fattest living landmass, who actually posted it on his blog that apparently I'm the only member of, because nobody reads.
Charlo needs to understand nobody cared about him. Nobody cared. His haters didn't even care. They weren't even. The next day there was like 3 posts about it. No one gave a fuck, Lee. I swear to God, if this was a real known fighter, this would be the biggest story in boxing. Yeah. 117 to 111 for a fight that's everybody across the board.
I always get it wrong.
That's 9-3. How the hell did they see Castaño winning only 3 rounds out of that?
The best part of this is so crazy. It's Jamal or Jermell? It's Jamal, right? He's
no, I think it's Jermell that's in that fight.
It's Jamal.
It's Jamal. There it is. Yeah, there he is. Yeah. Fuck, I had it wrong.
I'm telling you, just the 154 Charlo, that's the easiest one.
Trying to put that on his social media. He actually wrote this whole apology for the fight that blew my mind. He's like, he's one hell of a tough fighter. Nobody gives him credit. Sure, I was hitting the harder punches and landing cleaner. No, you weren't. But he puts him over on this and he goes, yeah, we should run it back. And literally the only news is about him fighting anybody but Castaño again. Like the only news I've seen after this fight is him fighting anybody but Castaño again. He's not going to beat Castaño. He's not. If he quote unquote landed all his tough punches, he's in a pile of shit. He's going to lose. He's going to lose bad.
Yeah, and did you hear afterwards? The post-fight, interview, asking him about a rematch? He's like, "Oh, well, to talk to my manager," and like, who's who? And it's like, Al Heyman, Al Heyman. It's like, come on, dude, that was a total obvious cop out. Like he did not want the rematch. It was so
his
bad.
His true colors came out, right? Bro.
Yeah, just the fact that how he worked his way around it. He added 30 or 40 words to basically saying no.
And he said, "Mr. Heyman." He even brought hey, that's how much he wanted that man to protect him. Mr. Heyman, you gotta talk to me. Hey, Al was like, that's right. He knows his place. He'll protect him. Mr. Heyman. The fuck? Jim Gray should get commentator of the year, question of the year. He looked at him dead in his face and said, what did you say? Woo! Yeah. He's Mr. Heyman now, huh? Oh boy, you scared. He's scared. He don't want it. Hey, look, he lost the fight. The only reason why he got a chance is because Castano got a little bit overconfident, man. Listen, I watched the fight twice. I watched it live by myself. My kids were out, sleep. I woke up the next morning and had Junior's ass sit down and showed him the fight. It's a beautiful fight to watch.
Dude. Castano won.
It's a beautiful fight to watch when you look at the techniques that Castano was using to get on the inside. When he got on the inside, he doesn't jab. He doesn't waste his fucking time. He goes to work. Right hands, left hooks. It's all coming. He doesn't care what's coming back. It's a beautiful fight plan. And then in like round 7 or 8, he forgets about the jab in the middle of the round. That's what I forgot to tell you guys. He's jabbing in the middle, but when he gets him to the ropes, he goes to fucking work. In the later rounds, he forgets about the jab. Now he's throwing left hooks from the outside, right hands, looping right hands from the outside, because he knew he hurt Charlo. He knew he had Charlo. What is the word? Nervous, right?
Okay.
He didn't like the pressure, right? He was on him. But he did too much of it, and he started getting countered. And then he got countered at one. He got hurt. Big deal. He still got out of the round, but that's what happened to him. And in the rematch, all he has to do is stick to his fucking game plan, and he easily beats Charlo in the rematch. But will it happen? No. Zoo is already offering that fight. Zoo's a star over there in Australia. If I'm Castano, I go after the young guy. Fuck that. I'll see the champ again later. Go make your money in a sold-out arena in Australia. Win it, because Zoo's good, but there's a lot of unknown there, right? Castano is not unknown. Listen, you guys, this guy is Argentinian. He's come over here to America, and he's had 2 draws against some pretty good damn fighters in the PBC stable, and that's Ezerlandi Lara and Jamal Charlo. Those are 2 damn good fighters that this kid has. Probably should be victories over both of them.
Yeah.
Zoo better watch what he wishes for.
Yeah, I agree. I completely and utterly agree. Who did you have winning the fight, Andrew?
Oh, listen, it's 8-4, 7-5 is the most I can give this guy. There's no way he won 6 rounds, and I watched it twice, and I didn't have a horse in the race, Lee. I didn't care.
Right.
I did not care. I was like the crowd. I started cheering on the underdog because, you know what? The kid was going for it. I loved his pressure when Charlo was on the ropes, man.
Dude, Charlo's jab was so, not relevant. He was not able to keep him off. He kept backpedaling. You compare the two side by side, and you see that Charlo is the taller opponent, especially in the ring. He looked like he was fighting taller, and he still couldn't keep him at bay. He could not keep the jab going enough to keep Castano at bay. And every opportunity that Castano had to corner him or had him against the ropes, he did take. Like you mentioned, there were a couple of times where he did kind of ease off a little bit, and he didn't really put as much pressure, or he kind of got a little sloppy and ended up being countered. But I mean, he was keeping the pressure. Even the times when he was hurt, he was still coming forward. It's like, goddamn, this dude doesn't stop coming forward. He's like a better fucking Margarito, basically. And you can so tell that these, I mean, just by looking at the other Charlo, the 160 Charlo, when he fought Montiel a couple of weeks ago, same thing. Montiel was coming forward, and he just keeps going back, and then Charlo's keep coming back. It's just like, eventually they wilt under this fucking pressure.
Yep. I think we know why they've stood away from the triple Gs and the Munguias. I don't think they can take the pressure from either fighter. Now, with that being said, these 2 young men, both brothers, the Charlo brothers, have power. So they might be able to test the chins of their opponents. But if they can't, it looks like the fight doesn't go their way.
Yeah. Or even if they do test them and the opponents pass the test, then they're fucked.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. It was a great fight nonetheless. And just a note from a day ago, it is the most watched fight on Showtime since 2019. And I'm going to go out on a limb. It wasn't the original airing of the fight. I'm gonna say it was the replay of the fight that got everybody.
Wasn't there a free preview of Showtime this weekend or something like that? Like I could have sworn there was something like that, right? So this last weekend, I actually went out of town to Arizona. I went to Parker, Arizona, right? And somebody lent us their RV. So we went in their RV. This is a souped up RV that's got fucking DirecTV. Little did I know these people actually had Showtime. So I was like, oh shit. So I had tuned in like 5 rounds into the fight to watch the rest of the main event and end up watching the replay afterwards. So I think it was, a free preview weekend type of deal. But yeah, I think it was, like you mentioned, it was the replay specifically that got most of the views.
What's that movie where the RV's filled with marijuana?
You mean Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke?
No, that's a good call. But no, the Jennifer Aniston, she's the mom.
Oh,
they go to,
yes, the family.
Yeah, it's a good movie, man. It's a good movie. You guys got to watch that.
The question
that's the
for
RV
Brian
he was
Castano,
I'd open the windows.
It is Up in Smoke, by the way. All right, so for Brian Castano, does he take the money grab and go fight Tim Tszyu? I start with you, Miguel.
Yes, definitely. Dude, he's gonna go in circles trying to get, this fight with a rematch with Charlo, and he'll be lucky if Charlo gives it to him. And we know already Mr. Heyman or Master Heyman, whatever the fuck you want to call him, he's gonna end up, dodging this. We know it's gonna end up happening, and he's gonna have a better shot. It's already, known that Tim Tszyu is waiting, and he wants this fight. Oh yeah, you best believe he's gonna cash out and go over there. Absolutely, he's gonna take that risk because that's the kind of guy he is. Castaño's a risk taker. He's gonna go out there, in the hopes of coming away with the victory, defending his title against Tszyu, and then making himself more of a, valuable, more of a name, really, and coming back and, hoping you can get that rematch with Charlo. So, yeah, absolutely. You best believe he's going to go there to get the payday.
Andrew?
That's what I'm informing this team to do. I hope they listen. Listen, yeah, I would bet on my fighter. I take that fight. Total favorite going into this fight. He's a dark horse favorite, man. Nobody knows him, but that's your favorite. It is not Tszyu. It's not. There's no way you could say those 2 draws that he has with Lara and Charlo, Tszyu has done anything that compares to those 2 fights, man. And Lara's a badass boxer. So he's your dark horse favorite. I'm betting on him if the fight's made, and we'll see what happens. And look,
wait, did you hear that, Andrew? It's Sam Navajero in the distance screaming out loud.
Hey, I love Sam. Thank you, Sam, for your gelato that you made for us. I don't know if I already thanked him on air.
When the first time it came out, yes, but I had to put it up on the page. If you haven't seen it, go to appfight.net.radio and check out the gelato.
I've been showing everybody. I'm like, look, I'm famous in Australia.
And I know he's going to hate me, but I still think Tszyu fights... He's the underdog going in this fight. I know he doesn't like to hear that, but he's the underdog going in this fight. This will be the last time, Lee. He's an underdog for me. He beats Castano. He takes the WBO junior middleweight title. The kid's real. This would be a big leap of competition for him. If he does it over there in Australia in a sold-out crowd, come on. He's legit,
they're
man.
On lockdown again, according to Sam.
But legitimately.
Oh, that's right.
But winning legitimately, not like, some like clear decision that, it's a home cooked decision or some shit.
Very true. Very true. Yes. Not 117, 111?
No, clearly not. 3 rounds.
That's what made me watch the fight. I'm in. You had me at 117, 111. I'm in.
You know how much he lost? You know how much Charlo lost, you guys? That's a PBC-driven fan base that watches that Showtime card. Most of those guys are PBC diehards, right? Mm-hmm. What was it? 76%, I think, had Castellano winning that fight on their poll at the end of the night.
Right. Yeah. The fans. Yeah.
Yep.
And by the way, like this is one thing that I just kind of a side note. Have you noticed how like I think it was Jimmy Lennon Jr. who was the announcer, talking about calling this a split decision draw? Like when I hear split decision, it's like, all right, well I hear there's a decision, but it's like a draw's a draw, bro. There is no split decision draw. What the fuck? Like he always calls it that shit. Like he's done it a couple of times where he calls it a split decision draw. It's like no, there's no such thing, bro. It's either a draw or a split decision. It's not both. What the fuck?
Right. I mean, yeah, I see. I just love that Jim Gray finally put his foot on these guys. I loved how he looked at him and said, "What did you say?" He gave him a second chance, man. Like, you sure he don't want to repeat? He goes.
Want to run that back? You
yeah,
sure?
he goes. Hey, Lee. He goes. He still has a title. No, we're not worried about the time. Hey, how about this too, Charlo? I thought of this one. Here's one for Charlo. So you want to bring out Floyd Mayweather's fucking name out your mouth about he's never been undisputed and I'm about to be undisputed tonight. Check this out, dude. Floyd Mayweather had a tough fight with the Argentinian by the name of Marcos fucking Maidana. He rematched him in like 6 months. Floyd Mayweather had a hard fight with Jose Luis Castillo. He rematched him in like 6 months. Go look it up. Go look it up, Charlo. Don't fucking bring Floyd's name out your mouth if you ain't going to try to beat Floyd. Give me this bullshit. Oh, I want to fight him. I just don't know when.
Bam, 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 bam. Don't get it twisted. Got it? Yo.
Jeez almighty, fucking guys.
All right. So I have to ask our expert, because it's in the Miguel wheelhouse. Miguel, you like the B-tier fighters. Am I sleeping on this Joe Joyce Carlos Takam fight that they've talked about all week? Like, I don't understand the big deal here.
I'm not too big on Joe Joyce, honestly. Like, I'm not. I mean, he is a good fighter. Don't get me wrong, right? He's got a good record and everything, and he's got extensive amateur pedigree. But I don't know. As a fucking I think he's an Olympian, as a matter of fact. But I just like, as a pro, I'm sorry, he's just not setting me on fire like at all. So no, I wouldn't say you're sleeping on him. I'm sure you can tune in later on to watch the replay.
Andrew, any feedback on those two fighters?
No, Joyce is coming off the big win. There was who's the prospect that he defeated in his last fight? So he took
Daniel Dubois.
There you go. Yeah, he took out a young man, an undefeated record that gave him kind of a boost in his career. So Takam, veteran fighter, been in with everyone. He's always there to fight. So if Joyce isn't ready, this could be a rock'em sock'em kind of fight, because that's kind of what Takam is. He's not a boxer. He's coming in to knock your head off. But he can easily be out, schooled or whatever in the boxing side. Boxing is not he takes a lot of punches off the top of his head. So
that's
Joyce
on the Fury fight, right? That's what they're pushing, is the co-fight. I think
it's
the co-main.
Was it the co-main?
I think it is. I could be wrong. I don't know. I just couldn't believe how much they were talking about it this week. Like, it made all the news boards. I realize it's a thin news week, which brings me to my other question. Did I see this casually, that Shannon Briggs has actually found somebody to fight somewhere along the way?
Oh, geez.
I saw that in the past week, somewhere along the way. Just thought I'd throw it out there to see if either of you caught it. Which brings me to our last point, which is, of course, all Pacquiao all the time, because we're getting that much closer to all Pacquiao all the time in everybody's opinion. So we'll end today's show on all Pacquiao all the time. Now it's Manny getting hit with wooden beams on his arms as he trains. Did you see that?
Yes.
Like,
and
no
his
pain.
abs.
With the caption, no pain. No pain. There's no training without pain.
That was like some warfare torture methods going on there.
Right?
Yeah.
It's straight up like
Trying to
bamboo
get us to
under the
spit
nails kind of
Fucking
shit.
Rambo. That was a Rambo scene.
Yeah, that was POW shit. I could have sworn I've seen fucking who was Antonio Margarita do that too with like, as a matter of fact, with his fight with Manny, like they just like slightly tap him. I was like, what the hell is that about? I don't get it. Now Manny's doing it. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. All right, so we're a week closer, and as we do every week on this show, everybody, I like who are the latest? Canelo and I think Mike Tyson now are saying, "Hey, don't sleep on Manny Pacquiao
geez.
and don't
and Chavez Senior and Chavez Senior." He's like the old man is gonna do it. Watch, the old man is gonna do it. That's what the fuck he keeps saying in Spanish. Like El Viejito, he's gonna do it. It's like, oh, come on, bro.
All right. Well, as we do each and every week, I start with you, Andrew LaPachet. Does the wood knuckle cracking and or opinions of has-been fighters of the past change your opinion on what Manny Pacquiao does in a couple of weeks?
No, it doesn't change my opinion. Listen, I'm not going to count Manny Pacquiao, count him out, because I don't like where Spence is after this car accident. That's the only thing that has Manny in this fight. If there was no car accident involved, I think Spence is a clear-cut favorite, and his fight's not as big as people think. But right now, there's so many questions. Listen, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but after that press conference that aired on Fox, there's been a lot of talk on the chat rooms about the way Spence is talking, how he looks, that the car, he's not fully recovered yet. Lee, you hit on it many times. And so, you know, we're going to see what happens to Spence when Manny's a totally different fighter. Look, one of the things that these PBC guys, they fell into is they were all, I don't want to say friends, but they were like, they took photos together. They went to fights together. You know, their opposition was very light coming up in the ranks. Manny's none of that. Manny's not your friend, and Manny's one of the greatest fighters of all time.
Nobody actually likes Manny.
Yeah, well, if you ask Thurman, you know, Manny likes playing that nice role, and then he gets in the ring and he tries to fucking kill you. So he plays the nice guy role outside of the ring, but he's not your friend in the ring. So Spence has a whole nother beast in front of him, monster in front of him on this night. We really won't know what happens until
anybody take you into deep water, son, where it feels like you can't breathe.
Bouncing around the ring, every punch is a knockout punch. He throws a very good combo. His right hook, his left hand, it's all dynamite. So look, the odds are good enough. I see Manny getting this fight real close because his fans are going to come back.
Where you feel you can't breathe. You've never been in that fight, son. You
Frank Roach is back.
Yeah. God, there's so much about
I'm
this.
telling you, it's his all Lee moment, you guys. It's his all Lee moment. If he does it, man, it's gonna be so big for Pacquiao. I'm telling you, Mayweather will be talking that night. We'll be talking that I'm ready.
I'm coming back.
Ready to come
I'm
back.
coming back out of retirement right now. I'll be here in 6 weeks in the stadium.
Hey, a real money first fight, I'm gonna beat Oscar's bitch ass. Then I'm fighting Manny, right? I mean, come on, seriously.
He hasn't jumped on the Oscar thing yet for money, but Miguel, have these history fighters? I don't know what else to call them. Fighters of the past,
Of the last era.
of the sport, as well as the bamboo under the nail treatment. Your opinion, his chance of winning this fight?
No, it hasn't changed my opinion. We still, I mean, to echo what Andrew was saying, we're not going to count him out, right? Because we know that I mean, this is a huge risk, you know, at his age, fighting against a guy like that.
Funny.
Right? So we're not going to count him out, obviously, but I mean, my money is still on Spence. You know, I have going into that Danny Garcia fight, I did have a lot of doubts about Spence and where he was at mentally and physically after the car accident. Granted, we are talking about Danny Garcia here, so it wasn't like the biggest fucking test, but you know, it was enough for me to convince me, okay, we got Spence back. Like, this is the Spence that of old. So it wasn't, you know, granted, he wasn't against the top fucking test, I get that, but still, it was enough to convince me that he's back. So seeing that Spence, I mean, I don't think that Manny really is going to have an answer for that. But again, we're not going to count you know, Manny out. This, just looking at these last few fights, like if he actually does, we talked about it last week, if he fucking does this, in my opinion, that puts him above Floyd in the greatest of all time type of, you know, talk. You know, the fact that one of the things that I always give more credit to a lot of fighters is losing, you know, getting their ass beat and then coming back and still overcoming that. Floyd hasn't actually gotten knocked out like that. He hasn't, you know, yes, I know people make a big deal about him being undefeated and all of this shit, but losing the way Manny did against Marquez and then coming back still, and then, you know, the kind of sloppy ass fight against Jeff Horn, but coming back still, you know, and being where he's at now still, and he beats the number one dude, or the widely considered number one guy in the welterweight division, that, in my opinion, will put him above Floyd in the like all-time talk. So if he does it, but we are talking about
if he does win, Miguel, if he does win, where does he land on the pound for pound that night?
Oh shit!
Right?
Wow. Yeah.
Does the king return?
I mean,
does the king return with one fight?
There's what other? I mean, he's fighting the best dude in the division. He's not, you know, pussyfooting around.
No,
and,
Bob Arum. Hold on, joining us on the phone is Bob Arum. Listen, Manny's still under contract. I've been trying to make this fight forever, and I'm gonna make this fucking fight happen if it kills me. When, not if. When he beats that broken-faced son of a bitch. we're going to have the super fight under the Top Rank banner in the stadium, under the lights. 16 million people. They'll be standing around the building. Fuck Floyd Mayweather.
The rumor is Crawford moves in October from Top Rank. I don't know if you guys seen that.
I've seen that, and they've been putting up stuff about Crawford. Look,
Hey, listen.
I don't think you let Crawford go till after this fight, and I will tell you why. All right, Bob was done. Bob's probably senile, but the people who really run Top Rank would probably think if Spence loses and Pacquiao's on a fight-per-fight contract, which he is, right? You throw everything at him to fight Crawford. You throw everything at a Crawford fight.
The problem with that is Bob has come out publicly and said the kid doesn't make him money. He can't sell a ticket. You can buy if you buy his contract out. You can have him.
I didn't say he doesn't sell tickets. He hits singles. We like singles. We just prefer home runs.
Yeah, I know. So it's
a home run, except when he fights Deontay Wilder.
They announced what 2 weeks ago. Oh, we're very close to announcing his fight. Well, we're still here, guys. We're waiting. Who the fuck's he fighting? It's gonna be some nobody, and then he's walking. That's it.
The one time I talked to Crawford during a fight, and he had gone on a long stretch. He's like, "Yeah, I'm supposed to meet with Bob tomorrow," and then it was still another month before that actually happened. So
who was Josito Lopez? Is the guy they're saying that is the front runner right now?
That's what I heard as well. Josito.
No,
jeez,
it's fucking crazy, man.
Good fight.
No, it's not. Stop. You see how his voice cracked? You heard it.
Yeah, it's the pitch of his voice.
Good fight. All right, we have to let Andrew go bowling, so we thought we'd give you guys a quick midweek. Go to @fight.net.radio on social media. Of course, fightnetradio.media is the website with all of our stuff, where you can find a jumping off point to follow @FightFiendMigs, who is still in the middle of his 746-part in-depth look at Muhammad Ali. We're in month 6 of it, and it's just compelling video that he put together on the former heavyweight champion, considered by many to be the greatest heavyweight of all time. I'm looking forward to his Joe Louis expose that he said it's Snyder. It's Snyder.
When you're done, Miguel, when you're done, are you gonna shop it around?
Yeah, right.
Showtime might buy it. I'm just saying, bro.
All right. Yeah, I'll do it on all access on it.
All access.
Yes.
So that's fightnetradio.media, and you can follow @FightFiendMigs. You can follow me @LeeHonish as well on Instagram and social media. And you can follow Andrew @fightnetradio.media. Sorry, that joke amused me to no end for some reason. That will do it. This was a short show. There wasn't much news anyway. We will look. Miguel's done with vacation. Andrew's done with vacation. Now, here's a funny fact. I'm in Vegas for 5 days just this past week, and Miguel goes out of town from Vegas. Correlation? You tell me. Conspiracy theories abounding. Shout out to Sam Navajero, our producer in Australia, who seems to think that this show is just awesome the way it is.
I text everyone, Sam. I text everybody that photo, showed my kids. Mm-hmm. You're awesome, bro. I said, I'm on the other side of the world, guys. Look at that.
Everything that the show is, I can't say enough good things. Everything that the show is style-wise and everything right now is Sam talking to me directly and telling me what to do, what not to do, and what to calm down about. And the numbers reflect it. I can't lie. Numbers are up. We appreciate all of you. It's why we're doing a Wednesday show and still cranking out content during vacations. And it is a big part to Sam Navajero, who said, enough of your depression, Lee. Let it end.
and Miguel.
Yes.
We're the Millers is the name of the movie. Awesome movie.
All right. That's what it's
Fun fact. Go see it. Go see it tonight, kids. That's Fight Net Radio. We will be back on Sunday. Thanks, everyone.